Hello, Internet. Welcome to another episode of Chai and Chill. Joining us today is a business owner, cooking enthusiast, tarot card reader, and my very dear friend Bhavita Thakkar. Thank you so much for joining me on Chai and Chill, Bhavita. And before we start questioning you about everything that you have done in life, this is the cup that has been seeing me through Chai and Chill.
Hi Internet, Namaste. This is my basic normal mug. I don't have a very fancy mug, but I have something else fancy, which is my tea coaster. This is agate crystal coaster, so you can get your energy, like this energizes tea, coffee, whatever you're drinking. So this is a fancy thing. And before we start, I also have something for the people and you, Anisha. I have cup and saucer candles, which I'm going to burn now, and then we can start with the show.
Yay! Okay, my first question for you is, I know the story of how you came all the way from Rajkot to Mumbai, but our viewers don't know that. Tell me the story of how you came all the way from there and how long ago was it?
Okay, so it was about a decade old. I am like a legit true blue Mumbaiker now. I have spent my 10 years in Mumbai. So I have always been fascinated from Mumbai since I was a kid. We have grown up watching Bollywood movies, serials, everything. This city has the dream city. The city has its charm and everything. And I was always inspired and attracted to this city. I don't know why. So then I completed my 12th, and I was never an academic student. Like, I never scored well. I was every student. I used to get 60s, 70s, but I never scored 80s, 90s, never, not even I was in a kindergarten. So my parents knew कि अगर ये CA बनेगी ना तो किसी की कंपनी बंद करवा के रहेगी. And obviously science तो मेरे बस का नहीं था. So I thought, why not to do something in media? So I completed my 12th, then I wanted to pursue mass media, and that course was not available in Rajkot or any other cities in Rajkot, and there was some private institute which were providing, but then Mumbai obviously is known for media and media marketing and everything. So I convinced my parents. My mom was cool. She was always in support of me. She always let me lead my life, follow my dreams and everything. But my dad was little worried, obviously, कि Mumbai city है, अकेली लड़की, and I was only 17 at that time. I was not even 18. I was not an adult human at that time. So they were worried, like my dad was worried कि कैसे जाएंगी. Then a distant cousin of mine was already studying here in a hostel. So then she told, I convinced her कि please यार मेरे पापा को मनाओ. Then she was like, it's safe, ऐसा है तो once you visit Mumbai you'll get to know and everything is fine. So my parents came, we searched for college and hostel, PG stuff for me. And my dad saw the culture around here that it's not that bad, just as a film में दिखाते हैं. So he was like, okay, and I was very stubborn. I was like, I'll not study in Rajkot. मैं 12th pass करके बैठ जाऊंगी. Either if you want me to study, then I'll study in Mumbai or I'll not study. So then finally थोड़ा रोना धोना वो सब हुआ, and he agreed. And then I landed to Mumbai.
Yeah. I think 17 years old, all alone in Mumbai. I came here at 28 and I still couldn't figure things out. But we were talking recently about the first jobs, and you told me that your first job paid you 300 rupees per day. I'm hoping it was per day.
It was a half day, but yeah, it paid me 300 rupees. So I was studying in college, and obviously Mumbai is an expensive city, and I wanted to live a good life here in Mumbai. Like I wanted to roam, to shop, to and survive basically. I didn't have many other high maintenance expenses, but then to lead a good life. And घर से इतने पैसे मिलते नहीं थे. It is very expensive to stay in Mumbai. So I started looking up for odd jobs. So my first job was, if you know, there are people in food sections of the mall or department stores. They serve you the tasting chips and tasting salsa and nachos and other tasters in short. So my job was for Maggi, Nestle. So it was like, I was like, fine, branded to hai, Maggi to hai. So at that time Maggi has launched Buna Masala, new thing. I don't know now it's not available in market anymore. It was not a very good product. But it was a Buna masala testing, so I had to prepare Buna masala in microwave and ask people to taste and buy it. So yeah, that was my job. It was for 5 hours a day, and it paid me 300 rupees per day.
And from there, now you own a digital media house, a Ghori Media House. How did that happen?
Oh, it is good, but of course, life had its good ups and downs. So I have done quite a few odd jobs like this. I have done modeling. I was junior artist in films, television. So I did everything while studying my bachelor's. Then when I came to my master's, I knew that now it's high time for me to get serious. Because I can't be doing all this. Money is fine, okay, fine, take my kharcha is nickling fine, but then this is not something which I want to pursue forever. So I started interning. I interned in CNBC, I interned in Satish Kaushik Production, I interned in Sai Baba Telefilm. So I have worked in quite a few recognized production houses in Mumbai, and I desperately wanted to be executive producer. That was like my dream. And I became also assistant executive producer in Satish Kaushik Production House, which was a big deal for me. But the time schedule of film industry, they have like 12 hours working schedule. Plus, I used to stay in town at that time, so I had to travel all the way from there to Andheri and Goregaon, then go after. So it was very difficult for me to continue that. I figured it in like my first few months that I wouldn't be able to survive in this work culture like forever. This is not something I would want to pursue lifetime. Though being executive producer was thing, but every day jo task hota hai, wo nahi hoga. So then I quit, and then I was figuring what to do, what not to do, and I happened to meet the partner of the Ghori Media House, like my partner. He's very talented guy, he's very creative and all, so he also wanted to start his business. He has good creative skills, and I had good marketing skills, and I had knowledge about media and marketing and everything. So then that's how we started a Ghori Media House.
Well, now we are going to come to your business, but before the one that you started very recently. But before that, you learned Reiki. The time when I met you, you were doing a distance course and you learned it.
Yes,
Tell
yes,
me a
I
little more
learned
about
Reiki.
that.
Okay, so basically Reiki means universal energy. If you know that everyone in this universe is interconnected, so Reiki is in easy language. If I have to make you understand, Reiki means universal energy. In that we give healing energy, like we take energy from universe, and we are the source, and we transfer that healing energy to the other person, like whoever wants healing from us, or we can heal ourselves also, our past traumas, anything, ourselves, our life, whatever we want to heal. So that is Reiki. And yes, when we met, I was doing my first chapter of Reiki. Then in the other like time, gradually I finished the whole Reiki. So I'm a certified Reiki practitioner as well. So yes, Reiki has changed my life. If you remember when I met you, I was really a disturbed, depressed, anxious person. I remember I was in a bad mental state, a horrible mental state. But Reiki and crystals has changed me. Right now, I have not become Ambani or Tata. I'm not as rich. I'm surviving. I'm doing good for myself. But mentally, I'm very satisfied. Like, though I still have other problems, business problems, money problems, I'm not saying that Reiki and crystals have magically solved all the problems in my life. But at least now I have the courage and confidence and everything to deal with the problems.
I did know that about you, which is what brings us to the whole thing that you've started your own business now. Congratulations, Wife Nirvana. So what gave you the idea for that?
Okay, so the thing is, at that time when I learned Reiki and everything, I wanted to buy more healing crystals for myself. As I mentioned, that crystal has become a really important healing point of my life.
Yeah.
I wanted to buy many crystals, but I found it very expensive in the places where I looked for. Actual crystals are expensive. They're not very cheap, but they're not as expensive as it was shown or as I found at that time. So then I thought that nobody in the world should be stopped from buying crystals just because of the money. Because I know how crystals have been really important part of my healing process and my growth and everything. Like my life has changed completely 180 degree. So then I started that I want to do this. So this is not a profitable business. My Aguri Media House is doing well and everything, so this business is not something which I'm looking profits or like to be rich from this business. It is a good cause where I want crystals to reach each and every household in like nominal rates. So
Yeah,
that
you'll
is the
put in
whole
the link to White Nirvana below, because a lot of people have asked me that this is true. Can I get the crystals? Because apparently everybody looks for it on
guys,
Amazon.
please sorry.
So everybody looks at it from Amazon, and it is apparently not in their budget. So when you're already down and you don't have the budget to heal yourself, it kind of puts you even more down. Like this
Yes,
crystal
so
is
I
from
have been
you.
in that position and I don't want anybody. Yes, shout out to White Nirvana. And guys, please like and follow my page on Instagram, on Facebook. Show all the love. If you don't buy crystals, I find. If you don't believe, fine, I get it. But at least like and share my page.
We were talking about how crystals have helped and how much essential it is to human beings. Do you can you I know maybe it's not something we could discuss, but if you can, is there one particular crystal you think everybody should wear? Like personally, I was told to wear this because I have a very blocked. I fail to communicate what I actually want, and I have a problem letting love into my life.
So, as we discussed last time, for love it's rose quartz, but yeah, you were told to wear green aventurine because of some other reason. Anyways, yes, if somebody is looking for only one crystal, it is clear quartz. It is known to be the master crystal, like the main master healer of any crystal. So, clear quartz, if you imagine, say crystal, how I'll tell you how crystal works.
Yeah,
I'll
please.
show you. See, I don't sit anywhere or I don't go. So these are my crystal bracelets. Anisha is already wearing a crystal pendant, and then I'm going to show you crystal tumbles. So these are the stones, and my laptop is on my desk. This is my work desk, and I have crystal all the time. Like I am surrounded by crystal. I wish I can show you my house and my altar and everything. But so these are different types of tumble stones. This is white, transparent, clear quartz. And how crystal work is you have to put your intention into it. Like you have to think, you have to say, anyways, like however you pray. I usually do it like this to the crystal that, okay, please help me to get business today, or please, if I'm going out somewhere, I'll pray, please help me from all the negative energy, or whatever your intention is. If you're inviting love in your life, you're inviting business, you're inviting money, you want to get rid of any negativity. If you're traveling anywhere in hospital or any unknown place where you don't know, you're traveling at night and you're quite, people believe that unwanted energies are roaming. So whatever it is, you can use clear quartz as any crystal. It can take form of anything and everything. So if you just want to have one crystal in your life, it is going to be clear quartz because it's the master healer. It can heal your pain, it can heal your traumas, it can heal your physical pain as well. So yeah, that is, I can go on, but you have
That
to
was very useful. See, I have been telling you should do consultations, but you don't listen to me. But okay.
I'm as I mentioned that now I am a certified crystal. This I got my certification also. I haven't yet posted anywhere on social media and everything because I'm still practicing and learning. Though I have got my certificate, but I'm not yet confident. Same goes with Reiki also. Though I have got Reiki certification, but I'm still not confident in myself. Ke yaar, I feel ke if somebody is coming to me, they're coming to me with their hope and everything. And what if I'll not able to like fulfill it, or yeah, if I let them down or their problem is not solved. So I am not confident for the people, but yes, I do consult my friends and family as say. So if anybody wants a consultation, as of now, you can just DM me on Insta, and I'll happy to help you. But professional also, I'm going to start it soon. Something which is not in our like discussion, I want to like let you know that from tomorrow I'm going to start Vipassana course. So in Vipassana you don't have to speak for like 10 days. It's like a Maun Vrat for 10 days. So I'm going to start it from tomorrow. I don't know if I'll able to do this, but I'm going to start. I have enrolled in online Vipassana Yogi Hub something.com, but I'm looking for that. I wanted to do Vipassana since years. I had already enrolled, like not enrolled, but applied in Gorai Pagoda as well as Belapur Pagoda. But my application was rejected due to some reason. Maybe in one I mentioned that I was depressed, not depressed at that time, but once upon a time I had a problem of depression when they ask you if you had any previous mental condition or everything. So I mentioned that yeah. So maybe because of that, I don't know. I don't know they rejected. I don't want to mention why did they reject it, but they did. Okay. So now I got like my application was accepted. I'm really happy.
Speaking of wanting to help people and not, giving them the wrong idea, wrong solutions or wrong ideas or anything. So that's why you're reluctant to practice Reiki, or you don't give us crystal, like you don't offer your crystal expertise officially. Like all the things that you tell me, it's very unofficial. That's because we are friends and we talk and I ask you. But you are very interested in tarot as well, and you have done readings for your friends and family. So, and most of the readings, because I can talk about it because I have been part of this, most of your readings have been bang on. So,
yes,
all of these things, did they come to, touch wood. Did all of these things come together, like the Reiki, the crystal, the tarot, or it was at individual times, individual interest developed?
So in 2019, when I said that I was going through this rough patch and everything, it was leading me to my spiritual awakening. So I had my spiritual awakening in 2019, and once I stepped into this crystal and Reiki and everything, then tarot was the third step, now Vipassana is the fourth. Nothing is interconnected, but there is so much to explore now. Like there are runes, there's witchcraft, there's so much. So tarot and Reiki and everything happened to me like a simultaneously, a step by step, but then it is a part of my spiritual process. Now, as I mentioned that I have an online spiritual store, White Nirvana, I'm going to lead a spiritual life. I had already left drinking also since more than a year now. I used to be I used to consume occasionally alcohol and everything, but then I have stopped. I have been a vegetarian. I'm Gujarati, so I have been a vegetarian my whole life. I don't smoke or anything. So now I am actually leading a good life. Slowly I'm going to like improve my lifestyle a lot, like everyday meditation and everything. I don't do meditation every day, to be honest. I do like few times a month. I'll not lie or brag about anything, but yeah, I want to incorporate meditation every day in my life, and I want to live a monk lifestyle. Yeah, that's so
meditation is actually something that I do every day, and that's because there's this app called Evolve, and they have these very chotu 5-minute, 4-minute meditations as well. The days I'm having a bad day, I just do it throughout the day. But one of my friends, Josh, she works for this app, and he got me into the habit. And whenever I'm upset, he usually suggests that why don't you try this meditation? It's going to help you. And meditation does help. It actually sorts out your brain from going crazy. Sorts you. For me, at least personally, it really sorts me out. It calms me down and it helps me think when I can't think. And because writers and creative people, they have too many overwhelming thoughts going through their head all the time.
True.
You
I
would
get it.
know.
But then I have my time of being silent. There's a like 1.5 hour where I'm silent, maybe working on myself. Though I'm not like I said, aankh band karke just sitting. But then I have my time of idle when I'm having chai or something. I just sit silent. I don't look into phone or don't do anything. So if you call it meditation, I don't know. But then every day for some time, I'm just there sitting idly, doing nothing. So yeah, but yeah, I'm really no. I didn't know about your everyday practice. Good to know. Maybe I'll also download that app and start every day.
So coming back to the tarot cards, do you think the cards are always right, or do you think they're just trying to tell us like they are more of a guiding light than the absolute truth?
So I'll tell you everything. This crystals, Reiki, tarot, anything spirituality is all about faith. If you think that universe is trying to tell you, if you have faith, then it is going to work for you. If you go there with a skeptical mind, कि पता नहीं क्या होगा, कैसा होगा, this and that, then I don't know the answer is going to come. मतलब I am dedicated to this life. I have full faith, so and I am blessed intuitively, which I didn't know. I got to know after I started reading for other people. So yeah, if you have faith, if you are dedicated, then it is going to come to you. Universe answers each and every single person. You just need to believe.
So yeah, for the universe, again, personal. Again, this is a very personal observation for the universe. Whereas things that I know I can control, like my career, my finances, my career, the where I want to live, if I would have a cat, these are in my hands, right? So every time I have used law of attraction or the universe, that has worked. But if the minute somebody else comes into the equation, like a romantic relationship, it has always failed. But it is also because it's somebody else's will. You can't force somebody else to be with you.
True. Right, guys, just waiting for you at some corner.
Some cornered. Okay, some cornered.
Yeah. He'll come eventually.
My final question, and this I'm really excited about. So you follow or you are interested in Wicca, and you do consider yourself to be a witch.
Yes. I am an Indian witch.
Elaborate, please.
Okay, so Wiccans, all the Wiccans are witch, all the witches are not Wiccans. So there are many kinds of witchcraft, herbal witchcraft, kitchen witchcraft, solitary witchcraft, Wiccan witchcraft, pagan witchcraft. So I am a witch and I am exploring Wicca, but I am yet not 100% dedicated myself to a Wiccan path. As of now, right now, I am a solitary witch. I do perform spells. I do perform witchcraft stuff. I do this every new moon and full moon. I do spells. You can follow me on White Nirvana to know my spells. So I do perform everything. As of now, I'm still a student. I'm still learning. I have enrolled myself in few online witchcraft academy. I'm reading books. I don't know if you can see my book. This I don't know. You can't see. Okay, there's the Wicca Essential Wicca book. So whatever I'm doing it self-study or either online learning from online academies, or I'm reading and doing. So I don't have any covens. So there are covens also where like people get together and perform spells and everything together. But I don't think in Mumbai or in India there's coven or anything. If there are, I don't know of any. If anybody knows, please reach out to me. I would be happy to be a part of a coven. But as of now, yeah, I am practicing things solitarily. So witch and witchcraft is not that difficult. It is like in India, people have made it like sound like a negative light. If you see name of my digital media agency, Aghori Media House is also Aghori. But all the Aghori Babas are not bad. Like hardly few Aghori Babas are bad. They do Tantar Mantar and Kala Jadoo and everything. 80% of the Aghori Babas are really nice. They do their sadhana, they do their meditation, they do worship to Lord Shiva and everything. They don't have to do anything with black magic. But in our society, because of that 20% of people, the whole community is looked in the bad light. Same goes for witches. All the witches, see, I wouldn't say all the witches are love and light. There are witches who does black magic, who does hexes, who does else. I wouldn't say everyone is good, but yeah, in our like normal human also there are criminals, right? There are bad people, right? So there are going to be bad people in all the community and in all the part of the world. But just to consider the whole community in negative light because there are few people doing bad work is also not right. So in India, people consider witchcraft as black magic, kala jadoo, but no, you can use witchcraft as in a good way also. So everyone is doing witchcraft. I'll tell you how. Everyone is blowing off candles on their birthday and asking for a wish. That is witchcraft 101. That is witchcraft. It is not some you need 10 different things and black room and all the skull and skeleton, and it is not like that. It is very simple. So in my spell, I write gratitude note, then I write LOIC affirmations that what I'm looking for in present tense. For example, I'm looking for 1 lakh rupees. So I'll say I have 1 lakh rupees, like just for an example.
Of course.
Yeah. So basic, that is all witchcraft. It is nothing very complicated or whatever in this bird camp movies they show. It is nothing like that. It is nothing like not even a one person like this. Saying good things in the morning is a part of witchcraft. Praying in your food before cooking, like when you're cooking or making a chai, if you rotate your chai or coffee, a spoon in your chai or coffee 3 times and say anything good, like today I'm being confident, today I'm going to get this work, today I'm going to do this, whatever, that is witchcraft. It is this simple, yeah. People has like made it complicated just like that only. So yeah, I can still go on forever. You need to stop me.
No, it's like, no, I was about to say that those are things that I think you pray, because I know my mother prays before she cooks every meal. Like she sends out a prayer
Yeah,
to the
so
universe saying that I'm cooking this for the family, I hope this turns out well, and it always turns out well.
yeah, so that is witchcraft. You always blow your candle, like on your birthday, you blow your candle and you make a wish. That is witchcraft. That is Wicca, that is witchcraft. So people every day in our day-to-day life is performing some spell, but they are not aware of. That is what I'm saying. Everyone is performing some spell, but they're just unaware about it. Mentally, you do anything. Mentally, you keep your thought anywhere is a witchcraft.
Yeah, so a lot of people believe that law of attraction is also a witchcraft, because it's like, how can thought become things? How is this possible? Like, I've had this conversation with a lot of people who are like, how can this happen? You can't manipulate things into happening. So you're not manipulating things, you're putting out your intention to the universe is answering back. It's a different thing.
Right. No, it is a witchcraft. Whatever you put your intention into it, it is a witchcraft. Like, see, there is still little bit more to it in witchcraft. Like, you need different herbs and things from your kitchen only, basically. And you prepare a spell. But it is not as complicated as it's shown in the movie, or it's not as bad it's shown in the movie. It is like basic, normal, everyday things which you and me were probably doing before we came to know about it.
Because I think most of it is also conditioning. You don't question traditions. Like, until you told me blowing out your candles on your cake for your birthday has been something that you just do. I never questioned it. It's something that I've been doing for all my life.
You know, our ancestors in like very old ancestors, like 3-4 generations before, in India and in all the parts of the world, people were practicing witchcraft like legitimately, but because of the technology and all the change happening, new world is forming, people has forgotten their traditions and roots and everything. I am studying Wicca right now. I tell you, Wicca is 90% Hindu religion. Like in Wicca, we have to burn a candle for our deity. So in our Hindu, we burn a diya. We have to burn incense in Wicca. Same goes in Hindu tradition. We have to ring a bell. Same goes in Hindu. So 90% of the rituals and everything is happening in Wicca. It is a Hindu tradition. It is a Hindu ritual. Everything is same. Like legit, everything is same. It is just that in Wicca, because it is from Europe, so they have their European deities, and here we have our Hindu goddess Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji and other whatever deities you pray to. So in my witchcraft,
Since we goddess and goddesses, you can't name them all.
Yeah. So in my practice, I work with Hanumanji, I work with Ganeshji, I work with Lakshmiji. It's not compulsory you have to work with foreign deities. If you wish, you can. But I wish to work with the people, like the God I'm familiar with. I know the past and everything about them. So it is as simple as praying or doing your religious rituals or your spiritual rituals. It is not different.
That has been a fascinating chat. What did we not talk about today? You coming to Bombay, your interest in Reiki and crystals, tarot cards, starting your own business to make crystals more available to other people. It's been a journey, no? Quite a
It
journey.
has been a.
Yeah,
By
I
the way,
know.
it was my first podcast, so I'm very, very, very like excited about this. And thank you so much, Annie, for having me. Thank you so much. I really had a good time dressing up in lockdown and like getting proper. I did it after ages. So thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I always wanted to know your story because it was we have been friends for more than a year now, and
Yeah,
the
one and a
stories
half
that come
years.
out of your mouth have always fascinated me. Like there have been stories where I thought, how are you still alive?
I know, right? Magic. By the way, guys, magic is real. Believe in yourself, believe in universe, believe in God. Things will happen. There was a time I wanted to commit suicide. I thought I'll never survive. There's like dead end to my life. But today I'm doing really well for myself. Again, I have not become Ambani, but I'm happy, I'm thriving, I have goals, I have ambitions, and I can see myself moving towards it. Like believe in universe, believe in magic.
You should believe in magic, and like Roald Dahl said, those who don't believe in magic will never find it. And on that
True,
note,
true,
thank
true.
you so much for being on Chai and Chill. It has been amazing talking to you. Well, I have a good time talking to you all the time, but now the rest of the world can see it as well.
Oh, yay!